Hey, this video is pretty scuffed. The fucking webcam is like a piece of shit. 2009 webcam from Best Buy. That's like 144p, like 2 FPS. It's fucking awful. So just bear with that. I also apologize about the length. I got a little rambly, but I promise that there isn't a lot of like white space in there. I am talking the whole time. There's not like a lot of stumbling. I mean, there is some, but like it's not too bad. Just bear with me. Future shit should have a little bit higher quality than this. I just need to get this out quick. I needed to say everything I need to say, right? Video quality and all of that, wasn't really the focus. So, don't expect this to be a template for future content, basically, because this was pretty bad. But either way, hope you enjoy it. Thanks. What's up? It's Tarren. It's totally Tarren. This is crazy. Dude, it's Tarren. What? Where's he been? Huh? Does anybody even care? Huh? About Tarren? Yeah, I've been up to a lot of stuff, Yeah, you wouldn't even get it. How much stuff I've been up to. You probably wouldn't even want to hear about it, I bet, because of how crazy and awesome it is, all the stuff I did. Oh, you do? You do want to hear about what's up? What's going on? With the Tarren? I don't know, I suppose I could tell you. Who am I kidding? Nobody actually gives a shit. Okay. What's up? This is an update video. These are pretty cringy, right? You like update videos from YouTube, from personalities that aren't personalities that nobody gives a shit about? My fucking 30 subscribers, half of which aren't real. Like what? 2 fucking people are gonna watch this. Dumb. But I'm doing it anyway, for me, right? Maybe I want to update people. Maybe I want to talk to people. You don't have to give me attitude. Okay, let me just do my video, okay? It's all in one take, too. Minus maybe like a beginning bit. But other than that, it's like, this is genuine Tarren, okay? This is a taste of how funny I am, in reality. Okay. Anyway. Alright. You want to know what happens? Okay. Alright. We'll talk realistically here. Okay. Because I was doing a little bit. There. We're doing this all in one take. So it might be a little rambling. Okay. Got some notes here, Take a look at these, my new glasses. You like these? This is something that happened recently. Cool looking glasses, man. Does this compensate for my lack of intelligence? Do I look smart now? Hell yeah, dude. Look at these. These are like fucking sexy librarian glasses if you were sexy or a librarian. Anyway. Basically, okay. Here's what's up. I was a teenager. I was young. And to sum it up, basically, there's a lot going on with this since the last time you guys have seen me. But if you remember back to when you used to talk to me more, whenever the circumstances for that might have been, there's a lot going on with this whole situation, right? A lot of the machine of Tarren was a little impractical, a little badly run, had some fucking kinks in the goddamn armor, and for a long time, right, I kind of tried to deal with those kinks in the armor, so to speak, by myself, because, I was raised that way, deal with all the stuff by yourself, and that's actually not a bad way to be raised, by the way, no fault to my parents at all, but, like, at some point, you need to get some professional help, so... I did, and shocker, I had ADHD, which is, I know, just a fucking crazy revelation. None of you could have possibly guessed it, okay? Don't lie to yourself. Don't fucking lie to yourself and think that you guessed it, because you didn't guess it, okay? You think you're funny? You think you're cool that you guessed it? Because you didn't guess it, okay? Very rare disease. I've got no symptoms of it at all, so it's just ridiculous. But on the more serious side, that shit, in the particularly, we'll say, severe case that I have, untreated, it can make you feel pretty fucking terrible, right? Because you tend to just not build self-confidence at all, because you're just constantly fucking up all the time, right? You don't remember shit. You don't, show up to shit on time, right? And then that kind of creates this circle jerk of like, you don't do something, right? Or you fuck something up, or you forget something, right? And you feel bad about that, right? And that kind of makes you depressed because you feel like a piece of shit, obviously. And then as time kind of goes on, you feel more and more shitty about it. And then the more shitty you feel, the less stuff you're going to do, the more depressed you're going to be. It's just a whole deal. So really, ADHD is really characterized as like a, I can't sit still kind of a thing. And not to be like I need like a bunch of labels to make me feel special kind of a guy. But like, there's a little bit more to that. Not that I'm like some special fucking like case or something. Like, like I suffer a whole lot. I'm fucking upper middle class. Like my life is really goddamn easy. My college is getting paid for. Or probably even easier than upper middle class even. Like my life is so goddamn easy. Like it's just so goddamn easy. But regardless of that, had to get this fixed. A good example of kind of the cycle that I was mentioning earlier where you fuck up and it kind of facilitates the following fuck ups, right? Actually, I'll give you two examples that are pertinent here. First example, right? You get a new interest, right? Something that you think you're kind of good at, right? And you're like, oh, I want to do this, okay? Maybe I'll tell all my friends about the fact that I'm going to do this new cool thing. Maybe I'll make some kind of, I don't know, Instagram announcement, right? Or maybe I'll make a new page for the thing, Let's just say, okay, let's talk about like a completely fictional Instagram page that has never happened called Tarren.Yockler, all right? Not real. Don't even look it up. That maybe I made one post that was like, hey, I'm going to be posting a bunch of awesome stuff soon. Stay tuned. And then that's the only fucking post from like 2018. And that page is just still there, sadly, just looking at itself like, the fuck? What happened? I thought we were like doing this. And shit kind of like that kind of piles up because, when you're unmedicated for ADHD and it's really bad, you get this really new interest really quickly, and you get this huge fucking burst of motivation. And it's usually a lot of the times after you've fucked up over and over and over, like with your previous interest. I'm going to take a drink of water. Yeah, I'm going to interrupt the flow of the video. Take a drink of water. Usually it's after you've been fucking up the previous thing so much, and then you realize you're not instantly good at the previous thing. So then your brain is like, oh shit, maybe this new thing that occasionally people have told me I'm okay at, maybe I'm going to be instantly good at this thing with no effort. Which is obviously not how anything works, all right? It's not how anything works at all. And to illustrate that, right? Yeah, I'd make this big announcement. I'd be all excited. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking bash out, 6 comedy videos a week. Or I'm gonna fucking make like a bunch of original songs. I'm gonna make comedy videos, and I'm gonna make original songs for the comedy videos. And then I'm gonna fucking, start a Twitch stream, and I'm gonna do all this shit. And in reality, right? You can't just do all that shit without practice or like experience. It takes time to kind of build any skill. So it was a hard lesson to learn, but it became kind of much easier once I started getting medicated. But another good example of this that might be kind of pertinent is something similar to that kind of cycle of like choosing a new thing, getting excited, fucking it up a bunch, becoming gradually less excited and more depressed until you find a new thing to obsess about for a little while, right? Similar thing, although not quite in the same vein. Talking to people, right? I have, as many of you know, an extremely bad habit of, shall we say, playing Ghostbusters, right? Putting the bed sheet on, so to speak, and ghosting my way out of there. And that's happened to a lot of people, just that I'm friends with. And it's the same thing with comedy too, or not comedy, I'm sorry, but like content, it's the same thing with that, where I would have a really fun and engaging conversation with like a friend or something, especially if it's online, and like on Messenger, say, like on Facebook Messenger. It's happened on every platform, but like, let's just take Facebook Messenger. Like, I talked to somebody on there, and it was a good conversation, right? And then we're done with that conversation, right? That one. And then a day later, they send me another message, okay? They send me one more message to continue the awesome conversation we were having, right? Super nice, awesome conversation with Tarren. But unmedicated Tarren. Not that that's like an excuse or whatever, like me not being on medication is like, it's something else's fault, it's like, it's still me. It's just me not on ADHD medication. I would miss the notification for that, right? That message, because I'm stupid. Mainly the reason is that I'm stupid. And then, a couple days after that, so like 5 total days after they sent that second message, I would finally see it. And then I would freeze up. I'd be like, oh shit, I fucking didn't message these people back for like 5 days, like a long time. And they like, with a typical conversation, those people know that if it's been that long with somebody and they haven't responded, they probably saw it, but like, they don't care. So then the picture that I envision of the other person on the other side of the conversation is them fucking hating me already. So what I would do is I would just get scared, and I would just back away from the situation, and I wouldn't respond, because I would just get scared and overwhelmed by the thought that like, oh shit, they might be upset at me because, I didn't respond, which is, it is annoying after a few times, but like nobody fucking hates you after you don't respond, But it's a big part of it was because the flaw, right, in that situation wasn't like, oh, I got my car towed and that's why I didn't respond. It's like, it's because I'm me, I didn't respond because I'm fucking stupid, okay? And I'm a dipshit. And I suck dick, you know what I mean? The whole thing really breeds a pretty negative mindset of yourself. It really fucking puts the self-esteem through the grinder, so to speak, right? So I would just like put off responding to them more. And then of course, as it keeps, going and going, the longer it's been between when they sent that first message and now, so the longer that is, the worse I feel about it. And then the worse I feel about it, the longer it's going to be, before I respond again, because I'm even more scared. So I'm even less likely to be like, oh shit, And then sometimes too, I'll just like re-forget too. That's pretty common, is like somebody will say something, I'll get scared, and then I'll re-forget like an hour later, And then like 2 weeks after that, I'll be just looking through Messenger or something for a different reason. And then I see their message and I'm like, oh fuck. Yeah, they sent me that thing, didn't they? They sent me a message. My really good friend or whatever, or this person that's really nice, was talking to me, and I just totally just didn't respond. I think part of that it was just being scared, because, having that disorder and like struggling with that shit for that long, really breeds like I said earlier, like a very negative mindset towards yourself, I suppose. So really, that kind of circle jerked itself into, inhibiting me from fixing some of my mistakes. Because like I said, it would just pile on to where, I would be so overwhelmed by the mistakes that I had been making because I made a mistake and I was upset at myself about it. And then it just compiles. And then, so it's just like the cycle of fucking shit up, right? And, coming back to it, and then realizing you fucked up, maybe temporarily fixing it. Like, a lot of my friends are pretty familiar with the the old 2 to 3 month Tarren cycle, you know, where it's like they talk to you for a little bit and, you know, apologize a bunch about how I haven't talked to you in a little while, and then it's like fucking nothing for like 2 months, and then I'm back, and it's like, oh shit, he's back again. And then after a while it gets tiring. So basically, when I started college, or actually it wasn't quite when I started college, I would say like around a couple of months after the pandemic shit, I was kind of in the middle of doing that, you know, to a bunch of people where I was just like, oh, I'm kind of behind on like messaging these people back, and I'm kind of behind on like making the content that I, you know, had promised to make, you know, in like 4 separate announcement posts or whatever the fuck that might be, or in like the description of a YouTube video where I'm like, all right, I'm getting on it, you know. I just kind of decided like, hey, you know, this is kind of a recurring problem, right? And there's definitely cause, right? Because I'm not doing this like on purpose, like, because I was like, you know, hey, I want to talk to people, and I want to make the stuff I want to make, and I want to do what I want to do. But I kind of realized that like I'm just going to keep doing this cycle, and I'm going to just keep losing friends and losing audience, you know, for whatever content I decide to make. You know, people are going to get more and more disenfranchised with the fact that I'm just taking so long in between making things, you know, and then they're kind of mediocre fucking things when I do put them out. They're not long. I think the only stuff on my YouTube is like little songs, little snippets of songs, because that was really all that I had the motivation to make, even though I was really learning how to make songs. I like couldn't bring myself to release them, you know. Part of that too is, you know, kind of being afraid of failure because of the low self-esteem. You know, you've already fucked up so much, right? You don't want to fuck up some more by like releasing something that sucks, whether that be a comedy thing or a music thing or whatever. But you know, it's just a cycle, right? Brother Lee just got home. So I decided like, hey, before I just like half-assedly resume being friends with some people and talking to them once every 3 months or whatever, or before I half-assedly try to make some content or something, right? How about instead, right? I just figure my shit out first, so that when I'm ready to come back and like be somebody that's in the public, be somebody that's making stuff that I like to make, be somebody that's, you know, that's friends to other people, and then be able to do all of those things effectively, right? Because that shit had not been getting done effectively. You know, let's be real. You know, I wasn't a super effective friend. You know, when I was talking to people, I was really trying to be, you know, but like the months of being gone and shit, it's not effective friendship, right? It's not rewarding to be able to talk to somebody every like 3 or 4 months or whatever the fuck it is, right? It's not rewarding as an audience member because there's no like guarantee that the person, like i.e. me, that I'm gonna like pull through and upload some shit. So like, why should you subscribe to my fucking shit ass YouTube channel, right? If I'm never gonna fucking put anything on there, right? It's just tiring, right? So I decided, hey, for everybody's sake, why don't I just make this break like longer and make it until I fucking figure my shit out, right? Just get everything all figured out. So what I did was I just fucking checked out social media. The fucking boomers always say that. I uninstalled Facebook. That's not what I'm talking about. Like, you know what I mean? I just like didn't post anything, didn't say anything. And I got a therapist, right? So I could talk through all of the numerous issues going on with this shit right here, you know, this business, and then I eventually, it took me a lot longer to get medication, but eventually I got medication, is what I was saying. I kind of spoiled it with the previous statement, but yeah, I got medication. It took me a long time because Rona's going on, if you hadn't noticed. And a lot of people are realizing that their mental health is dog shit. So a lot of people are trying to jam their fucking way in to clinics and psychologists and psychiatrists and shit. So it took me a little while, but I did eventually get ADHD medication. And you would think, you know, hey, Tarren, you're already kind of a hyper guy from everything that I've heard about Adderall, you know. It fucking speeds you up. You make you a little speed demon. It's gonna make you even worse. But actually it really calms me down. Like, I sleep better on it. For me, actually, it almost is more akin to what I would imagine an effective antidepressant would feel like, you know. Along with the benefits, obviously, to being able to actually follow through on actually doing things. And, okay, there's one cut because my stepbrother got him. Or actually, he's my brother. I shouldn't call him a stepbrother. Long story, but yeah, I love the guy. He's fucking great. He just got home. He was just checking in. So yeah, one cut to the video. So not all one take. I'm sorry. I kind of forgot what we were talking about. But yeah, anyway, basically what I was saying, I think, was that I wanted to break the cycle. Yeah, I wanted to get treatment. So like I said, I got therapy. I got medication, right? I really smoothed my shit out a little bit. And then I after I got those two things, I really kind of waited another couple of months, because that really all wrapped up in November, I would say. Not November. October, probably. Like early October. I was thinking of the months, like the numbers of the months. Like November is 11, October's 10. It was 2 months ago. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it like a couple more months, really make sure that my shit is figured the fuck out, so that, you know, when I come back, right, you know, I can actually kind of be a person, right, that's functional. That can actually be, you know, reliable and funny and like a presence, you know, because it doesn't really feel like a presence when it's so in and out, you know. It's like, you know, is this guy around? Is he not around? You know, maybe, right? But you don't want a maybe, right? You want a yes. So that's kind of the general gist, right, of that. Yeah, and other than that, it just needed some time. I kind of realized too that I was a little bit of a piece of shit, you know. So while I was doing a lot of that, you know, I did some soul searching, you know, because I'm still not a perfect guy, but I was like fucking, I sucked a little bit. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, aside from all the shit that we were just talking about, like, my disposition was shitty. You know, I was just kind of an asshole. Unneededly so. I was like offensive for no reason, because you can be funny and not be offensive. Although I'm not completely clean still, because I'm being a little offensive, but like some of the shit was like fucking over the line, like, dude. And then I also kind of came upon the belief that, like, even if it's something that I think is funny, if somebody asks me not to do it while I'm around them, then I don't think it's like unreasonable to, like, you know, follow that request, because it's just like, it's like, why would you make them uncomfortable, you know, with your like joke that they don't think it's funny and it makes them uncomfortable? It's like, dude, just pick a different audience. So I kind of figured that out. It's a little more nuanced. A lot of voice cracks in this, you know, for added effect. Yeah, but I just need to do some self-improvement. I fucking hated myself. I wasn't functioning well. And I wasn't like a super good person. So what I ended up doing was obviously getting treatment. And then I also, you can't really tell, but I lost 40 pounds. It's fucking crazy, right? You can't really see because my tits are about the same, but it was really all in the gut. I was kind of getting a gut. I was like 170, and now I'm like 130. You know, so I'm basically fucking, I'm pretty buff, so I'm pretty jacked, you know? Pretty jacked up. I got the glasses now. I'm jacked, so, you know, that's pretty ridiculous, right? I mean, look at this. Is this not the face of a public figure? I mean, come on. 5'7", maybe, but you can't tell in the videos, right? Because I'm sitting down. So there, yeah, check fucking made right there, okay? It's all fucking uphill from here, I'm telling you. Anyway, yeah, I lost 40 pounds because that was kind of part of the reason that I felt like kind of a piece of shit. Sorry, I keep looking down here and looking up here. My webcam's up here, but it's like above my monitor, and I've got the video of myself playing right here to make sure that I don't look fucking stupid. So I keep looking at myself talking, but doesn't look like I'm looking at you, so it's not personal. Like, I'm looking at myself right now, but I'm not looking at the camera. But then up here, I'm looking at you, but it's more of like I have to hold this angle consciously, like if I'm just sitting here relaxed. My eyes are pointing this way, because they're just going to point at the center of the screen versus pointing at the top of the... Anyway, It's weird, I know. It's fucking scuffed, okay? It's a scuffed situation. Anyway. Yeah. Didn't really feel like, I knew how to fix myself, basically. And I need some professional guidance, obviously. And I just kind of needed to generally do some soul searching, as stupid as that sounds, to kind of figure out who I really am and what I actually really want to do. And then factored kind of into that, too, was I was going to college, too. I still am going to college. I shouldn't say was going to college, but, like, that was kind of an added stressor. And it's like, I was going to college for something that wasn't my dream. And I still am. I'm still going for the same thing. I don't hate what I'm going to college for. But it's certainly not, if I had to choose what I could do, it would be not that, probably. If I just had free reign over my life, I could just be like, make a genie fucking wish and just like, realize whatever it might be. It probably wouldn't be what I'm going to school for. So I was kind of wrestling with that a little bit, and that actually I wasn't even doing that well in my first couple semesters of college, and it was so stressful living in like the dorms too, where I didn't really feel like I had any privacy because there's people coming in and out. That really compacted onto, me not talking to people and me not making things, is because it's just, it really like piles on of like, oh, I feel kind of constricted, right? But now actually school from home, pretty dope. I'm gonna be honest with you. I said dope unironically out loud. That's pretty bad. But like, yeah, it's a lot better. I kind of set my own structure. I think that's a little bit easier, a little bit better for me. But yeah. So essentially, things have just kind of gotten to a head, and I could either to kind of wrap up this point. Things had kind of gotten to a head when the Rona was kind of kicking in a few months, and for the few months afterwards. And I could either, continue down the same path that I had always been continuing, where I was kind of mediocre and everything, kind of a mediocre friend. I think a good friend, like, when I was around, but not really, mediocre content when I fucking made it at all, right? After saying, oh, I'm making stuff, I'm putting stuff on my YouTube, then never did, Like, that I could either just keep doing that, or I could, I could grow the fuck up, basically. I mean, I sound the same, I sound like a 12-year-old girl still, but, I'm a little more grown up now. I lost some weight, I did some soul searching and shit, so I think I'm ready to actually, do what I love to do, and try to be people's friend reliably, right? And I'm gonna be real, it's still not a perfect machine. Like, ADHD medication doesn't just fucking fix everything. It's kind of more like a tool, as lame as that sounds. I wish it fixed everything, but it more just makes everything easier, and just kind of makes it easier for you to work on yourself, if you have ADHD. If you don't have ADHD, it's kind of like taking cocaine, so don't do that. But like, if you do, it just makes you feel a little bit more capable. So I think, like that drinking water ASMR. Oh, that's that swallowing sound. Good stuff. Anyway, I think, I'm kind of ready to be in the public again, to make the stuff I want to make, to, be people's friend. And what I was going to say was, it doesn't fix everything, so it's not going to be perfect right away. I'm going to be real. I'm going to be super real, and there's going to be times where I just am not going to be good at interaction with people still, but it should definitely, hopefully, be at least a little improved, I've kind of found what I want to do, and like, what would make me happy to be doing, and I think, at least this is what I perceive, I think that I'm ready to kind of be in the public again. So, if any of you are still watching this long-ass piece of shit thing, you might be wondering, right? All two of you who are watching this, you might be wondering, hey, what are you doing, right? You've talked all the talk. Can you walk the walk, right? What the fuck are you gonna do? Here's the stuff that I'm gonna do, and I'm not gonna mention any kind of a schedule, but it should be a little bit more frequent than 6 months in between every, like, fucking piece of content. I would like to make original music. That has not changed. I would like to do comedy skits, you know, kind of Gus Johnson-esque. If you haven't heard of Gus Johnson, go fucking watch him. He's actually from Wisconsin too, which is fucking cool. Original music, I think skit comedy would be fun, you know, like 2-minute videos, you know, that's not a ton of work either. You know, if you have an idea, it's pretty easy to execute one of those by yourself. I don't think that'll be time consuming. And then maybe some more long form comedy occasionally, like, you know, how you'll see. I mean, also analogous to Gus Johnson. I'm just gonna steal Gus Johnson's shit. Sorry, Gus Johnson. I'm even from Wisconsin too. I'm just worse, Gus Johnson. But you know, he'll sometimes have, like, if you check his channel, he has like 2-minute sketch comedy, but then every little while he has like a 15-minute long, more of a commentary thing. But then I would also like to make original music, and kind of mix that in there as well. And then on top of that too, very occasionally, when I get it set up, I'll have a Twitch stream. That'll be pretty cool. It won't be like every day of the week. It'll probably be like 1 or 2 days a week for like 3 or 4 hours maybe. And then if that starts going well, I would maybe consider upping the hours for that. But I'm trying not to overcommit myself here, so that I actually have room to kind of do all these things. And again, it might take me a little bit to get things kind of rolling a little bit, you know, because to be quite honest with you, I'm not super used to committing to something like this. You know, I've tried a couple times, as you all know. Anybody who's following my Instagram, you know, remembers the Tarren.Yockler page, as that I mentioned earlier. But hopefully, you know, with starting out with like a lighter workload for myself, and then kind of bumping up from there, should be easier. You know, with the medication and stuff, I'm doing much better in school as well. And school, more importantly, school is less time consuming. So, you know, ideally, I should have more free time. And I have had more free time, I would say, in the past month or two. But I'm ready to kind of slowly start working my way back. So, you know, I think that's about it, actually. But, you know, I think that about sums it up. You might be asking yourself, hey, you know, can I really trust that you're actually going to be a real friend this time, and that you're actually going to be making actual content that matters, and that you're actually going to be following your dreams? Because the worst thing to do, again, is to follow like a fucking wishy-washy person, whether it's somebody that you know in real life, or like somebody that you like know as a content creator. Either way, it's like, if they're fucking wishy-washy, it's like, Jesus Christ, dude, just fucking make up your mind. Like, this is stupid. So, you know, I guess your question is probably like, what is our guarantee, right, so to speak, that that you're gonna follow through on this, right? Because you know, there's been a lot of times where you just haven't. So what's our deal with this? And I'm gonna be really honest with you. There's really nothing I can say right now to, like, you know, convince you wholeheartedly that this time's gonna be different. Really, the only way to actually earn that trust back as a content creator and as a friend is to just do it. You know what I mean? Just prove it with actions, not words. So I'm gonna avoid making some long speech about how committed I am this time or something, because it's just not an effective use of your time or mine. You know, you just, the proof's gonna be in the pudding, essentially, right? That old fucking saying, proof's in the pudding, right? You know, of actually seeing if I fucking do what I say I'm gonna do. My track record's not great, so I get it, but just, if you can at least give me a chance, you know, I would really appreciate it. But if not, you know, if you're fed up at this point, then I totally understand too. But yeah, you know, I think that's about it. You can follow me on Instagram at @ToughTearBear. My Twitch right now is twitch.tv/tough.tb. Or I'm sorry, not .tv. It's just ToughTB. Yeah, because it's just Tough Tear Bear. But I didn't want people to have to type in the entirety of Tough Tear Bear to like find my Twitch. I felt like that would be annoying to remember. And is there anything else? No, just YouTube is still Tough Tear Bear. Instagram's still Tough Tear Bear, and Twitch is still Tough Tear Bear. I think those are the three. I was going to do Patreon, but I fucking annihilated that because that's stupid. I don't fucking, I need to be consistent first before I make something like that, before I try to monetize my content, there needs to be the guarantee that the consistency will be there, like I had kind of mentioned earlier. But, yeah, I mean, I think that's it. So I would look for sometime in the next week or two, some type of content on my YouTube channel is probably what you're going to see first. And then kind of following that up, we'll just kind of go from there. But, yeah, thanks for stopping in, listening to my fucking soliloquy. I didn't use that right, I don't think. Monologue? Soliloquy? Should have Googled that shit before I started this. But, yeah, I miss everybody, Hopefully I can start being around again. So, what's a fucking classic content creator ending? Should I do a bro fist? A PewDiePie bro fest? No, that's too bad. I'll end it genuinely. Thank you for watching this whole thing. If you fucking made it through this, I imagine this is gonna be really long when I look back and like piece this together. But if you made it through the end, I really do appreciate it. I really do. Just fucking stay tuned, see if I can talk the talk.